Hello students, welcome to my channel. Today I am here to teach you cbse class 9 first chapter, matter in our surrounding. So in your previous classes you have studied a lot about matter, like matter is made up of particles, solid, liquid and gases, all. So in this chapter we'll be studying about matter which is present in our surrounding. So we'll also be studying about the physical properties of the matter in detail. So let us begin. So physical nature of matter. So in this class we'll be studying about physical nature of matter, that is matter is made up of particle. So we all know that matter is made up of particles. So we'll prove this through a experiment, and we'll also study how small are these particles. So we when we prove that matter is made up of particles, we also should prove that how small are these particles. So we'll also prove that through a experiment. So let us begin. So in our surrounding there are large variety of things with different texture, shape and size. So we see so many things around us. So let us take a chalk. Okay, chalk, a table. So it has a different shape and size, texture, but all these are made up of matter. Okay, all the things are material, and this material is called as matter by the scientists. So all these things are made up of material, and these materials are called as matter by the scientists. Scientists call these materials to be as matter. From smallest particle of sand to a huge table, everything is made up of matter. So here I am trying to tell that a very small particle, that is very small particle of a sand to a very huge table, everything is made up of matter. All the thing mentioned above has mass and occupy space. So whenever we lift chalk, so we feel something that which we are holding some weight of 1 gram, something like that, and we will and that chalk, when we keep it on a floor or a table, it occupies a space, and space which is also a volume, which is also called as volume. So all the things, okay, all the things which are made up of matter has mass and will also occupy space. So in ancient time, Indian and Greek philosopher, before our scientists proved that about the matter, there were some philosophers, that is Indian and Greek philosophers. They classified the matter as Panchatattva, that is all the living and non-living things are made up of 5 basic elements. So they told that, so this matter which is made up of 5 elements, and Indian philosophers called it as Panchatattva. So what were those 5 basic elements? That is air, water, fire, sky and earth. So these were the 5 basic elements, so which matter was made up of. Sorry, non-living things and living things were made up of, and this was a thinking of Indian and Greek philosophers in the ancient time. But coming to the modern days, now modern day scientists have classified matter into 2, that is based on their physical and chemical nature. Okay, based on the physical, and physical in the sense their appearance. Okay, their appearance, how they look, that based on that, the first thing, and next the chemical properties, how they are composed of. Yes, so how matter is classified into classified as 2, that is depending upon physical and the chemical nature of the matter. In this chapter we will study about the physical properties of the matter. So in this chapter we'll be studying only about the physical properties of the matter, but whereas the chemical property we will be studying in further chapters. So let us begin. Okay, let us begin with the first thing, that is what we came across. Matter is made up of particles. So we need to prove that how matter is made up of particles. So if we tell that a thing is made up, or the matter which is made up of particles, so you take a piece of chalk and you tell that this is a matter which is made up of particles. Okay, material what scientists call to be matter. So the matter is made up of particles. So we need to prove that. There were two schools in which one believed that matter is block or continuous, and other believed it to be particulate. So there were two teams. Imagine, one was telling that matter is a block in the sense it does not have a particles, it is just a block, it is not made up of any small particles or anything. And other team was arguing that it was made up of particles, or matter was particulate. So let us do an activity to show that matter is particulate. So in a beaker, take 100 ml of water. Okay, so here a figure is given. In a beaker we have water and sugar. So the particles which are some light green colored, so you can see those are sugar particles, and in the beaker which is full of water and water particles. So now when you start dissolve some amount of sugar using a glass rod. You take a glass rod and stir it. Okay, and the sugar particles will dissolve. Observe any change in the water level. You observe, so before adding the sugar, what is the water level, and after adding the sugar, what is the water level? That is, after dissolving the sugar, what is the water level? Does the water level changes? So we'll get some questions in our mind. Where did the sugar disappear? So when you were trying to dissolve, okay, the sugar got dissolved and disappeared. So where did this sugar go or disappear? Did the water level change? So what happens? These sugar particles get dissolved in water, and when there is a space between the particles, there is a space between the water particles, so the sugar particles get integrated in the water particles. You can see in the sugar solution that how the sugar particles have taken up the space in between the water particles. So the level of water does not change here. So children, we can see in the image where experiment is done, sugar get dissolved in water and spread throughout and get mixed up with the particles of water and doesn't change the level of water. So this doesn't change the level of water, but the sugar particles get mixed up with the water particles. So here we can conclude that particles, okay, the matter is made up of a particle. So water is also a matter, and sugar is also a matter. So both are made up of particles. Okay, both are made up of particles. Next we actually were studying how small are these particles. So the first thing is proved that matter is made up of particles. So we can tell that sugar or water experiment we have done, these are made up of particles. So next we have how small these particles are. So to prove that, we need to do one more experiment where we'll take 2 to 3 crystals of potassium permanganate and dissolve it in 100 ml of water. So you have to take 100 ml of water in a beaker and 2 to 3 crystals of potassium permanganate and dissolve in the water and make a solution. So you have to take 10 ml from the solution and add it in 90 ml of clear water again. So again you have to take 10 ml of from the diluted solution, that is from the second beaker, and add it in 90 ml of clear water. Keep repeating it for 5 to 8 times. You have to keep diluting it, like taking 10 ml from the diluted beaker, again taking 10 ml from the diluted beaker. Here you can see a image of an experiment below. So every time 10 ml you go on adding to 90 ml of clear water, and you observe the changes in the last beaker. So what happened? The color starts becoming lighter and lighter. Okay, when you compare that with the first beaker, the color of the solution will be lighter, but it is still colorful. So it is believed that the particles goes on dividing into smaller and smallest. So when you go on diluting, the particles of the potassium permanganate go on dividing and reach the last beaker, and still the last beaker is colored but little lighter than the first beaker. So it is believed that 2 crystals of potassium permanganate can dilute 1000 liters of water. So the particles are so small that if you go on diluting 1000 liters of water, still the water will remain light colorful. This experiment can be done with Dettol as well. The smell remains till the last beaker. If you want, you can try this experiment at home using a Dettol. You can take 2 drops of Dettol and add it in water. Take that solution and mix it with the clear water, and you can go on doing this 5 to 10 times, and still you can smell the Dettol in the last beaker which you have taken. That means the particles are so small that it can go on dividing till 1000 liters or whatever the capacity of the particles is. So here we can conclude that the particles of the matter are very small, even beyond our imagination. Even beyond our imagination. So the particles are very small. So even we can't even imagine that the 2 crystals of potassium permanganate can color 1000 liters of water. So here in today's class we have studied about the physical nature of matter. 2 natures, that is, one is that matter is made up of particles. How we saw in the sugar solution, the sugar particles got integrated or got spread or got mixed up into the water particles. So matter is made up of particles. And the next thing, how small these particles are. So we saw how 2 to 3 crystals of potassium permanganate has colored 1000 liters of water. So in this class we'll end with these 2 physical properties. In the next class we will further study about more physical properties with new experiments. Thank you.